That is cool. That is cool. If you have no idea where we are in the in-game party, we are in the Battlemaster area. We have entirely taken it over. We have a mosh pit going on in here, folks. Disco balls out, fireworks going off. It's kind of crazy, as I can say. Some guys who just logged in for the Battlemasters, they're comparing and they're like, what the hell's going on? It's absolutely fabulous. You guys are awesome. Well done indeed. We are listening to Blue Please here on WoW Radio. It's the 100th episode with myself, Total Biscuit. If you're not listening live, you so missed out. Good lord, you have missed out. Oh well, never mind. I appreciate you listening anyway. You are fantastic. We'll read a couple more emails because we've got so many great ones. Whelps Evenside, happy 100th show. That is from Gnome Let. Gonna get a shout out to my guild Nyx for wiping on Onyxia after I already sold it. That's from Tiburon, Mage of Emerald Dream. Happy 100th from Biomed Alchemist. Thank you for the great content and the effort you put into these shows. I'm currently listening to you while I finish paperwork after a busy day. And WoW Radio has been a great way for me to unwind for the 2 months of which I knew the show existed. Yes, indeed, during the upcoming flu season. Do you prefer PvE or PvP? PvE. Simple answer there. Congrats for the 100th episode. That's from Rena. Does really like the Onyxia. Hey, TB, 'tis John here. You may remember me. It depends. If you're the John I think you are, then yes, you used to turn up at my game store every now and again. It would be absolutely awesome to get a shout out to the Knights who say knee from Bloodstock. No, it's a different John. On the 100th anniversary of Blue Please, also a shout out to Cattle Petals. You guys are nuts. Hey, congrats on the 100. That's from Mad Cow Crazy, one of our long-time listeners. Been playing since launch. Oh, yeah. Doing a free transfer to Masrigo on Sunday. Look forward to ganking you. Bring it! Bring it, mofo. And so forth. Yeah, anyone that logs in here is going to get a nasty shock when they come out of their battlegrounds. That's fabulous. That is so freaking funny. I'm sorry, it really, really is. There is a guild going, apparently. I think it's called Brew Please, I think, by the looks of it. Yes, Brew Please. If you want to invite into the stupid guild, then by all means. We'll probably run off to Senjin or something ridiculous like that at some point later on in the show. So much fun. So much fun. I should probably do some content, shouldn't I? Probably for the best. If you've just tuned in for the first time, honest, we do more content than this, usually. But hey, it's a special celebration for everybody. Oh, yes, indeed. Cool. Let's do content. Hey, Blizz. You know those heroics that you put in Burning Crusade? You know how relatively cool an idea it was to say, hey, have a little bit of a harder version so you can get some better loot? Are those normal dungeons? So those normal dungeons, you didn't outgrow them over a couple of levels. You know how cool that was? Well, you buggered it up. Something fierce. I've been out of WoW for a little while. And I came back a couple of weeks ago because I'm trying to put together this 10-man guild. Yeah? Trying to be very selective with who I get in there. I want just the right kind of people and all the good stuff. That'll be cool, right? I think that'll be cool. However, I decided to just get in there early and just maybe try out a few heroics, raiding with some of the older guys, some of the guys I used to know. Go to a couple of heroics, pay, get some badges, because, oh look, it's the stupid badge system, might as well exploit it. I have never been so bored in my life. I remember back in the day, when heroics used to be relatively challenging. I remember heroic Shattered Halls, that was quite tricky. I remember heroic Sethic Halls, that was quite tricky. I remember heroic Shadow Lab, that was quite tricky. Quite a few tricky instances as it happens in heroic mode, in Burning Crusade. Heroic Magister's Terrace, wow, what a challenge at the, that time of the day. It was quite impressive for the time. And I think the whole idea of heroics was, of course, to separate the men from the boys and say, hey, you guys that are really good at 5-mans, you get some cool things and some cool loot and some experiences and some monies and some questions and some badges and all that other lunacy. And then Wrath came around, and of course, hey, we're looking forward to some great new instances and some great new heroics. Problem number 1. The new instances weren't that great. Utgard Keep. Good lord, Utgard Keep. How dull can you get? I remember playing this in beta, and we actually did a recording of it. And we were we're trying really hard, right? For the recording of the big video that we put together, we were trying really hard to get excited about this instance. We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. It was so bad. And then the Nexus. Okay, that was pretty cool. The Nexus was kind of nifty. But then I did those 2 instances, and after that, I really didn't bother with anything else. Honestly. I did the Caverns of Time, and then I missed out on basically everything else. I didn't do anything else until I was level 80, and then was just doing the heroics. Now, back in TBC, of course, you'll probably remember that heroics used to require some kind of attunement. Which was alright. That was fine. I suppose. But it was rather annoying. They ended up nerfing it. They decided to take the attunements out altogether. Now, I'm not really objecting to that, honestly. I don't see why you should need to attune for heroics or any of that nonsense, especially by doing something that's totally unrelated. The problem is, you take boring instances, you don't really make any changes at all to them, and then you give better loot. Now, back in the day, when they first announced heroic instances, they said, heroics are going to have brand new boss abilities, and brand new bosses, and brand new loot. They're going to be enhanced versions. And I thought, hey, that's cool. That sounds good. Rudimentary version of hard modes there, with a 5-mans. Yeah, that's alright. Why should I not be enthusiastic about that? That sounds like a lot of fun, right? Wrong. So wrong. Why? Why? Oh, Lord. Even in TBC, they weren't that great. The amount of new abilities were trivial. Most bosses were exactly the same with more health. Most trash was exactly the same with more health. Did they improve it for Wrath? No, they didn't. No, they did not. And that's sad for a system they touted as being a brand new way to experience 5-man dungeons. So sad, so sad. You know, there were cries for harder 5-mans anyway, even in vanilla. And even then we had some relatively challenging 5-mans. I wouldn't say they were particularly hard, but they weren't AoE-able. I think that's the primary thing about them. Wrath is the expansion of the AoE. Gather up the mobs in AoE. Who cares about tanking? Does it matter? We've all got methods to escape. All of us. We have oh shiz buttons, as they're called. We can press them and everything goes away. Isn't it lovely, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't it lovely? Well, that's a good question. In my opinion, no, it's not lovely at all. The lack of challenge makes the entire thing utterly pointless. So dull. I would rather do dailies. You remember that Peter campaign? It's actually going on right now. I'd rather go naked than wear fur. I'd rather do dailies than run Wrath heroics. That's how bad it is. Oh. I'd rather wear greens than run Wrath heroics. I'd rather wear Arcanist, full Arcanist, than run Wrath heroics. They're just appalling. Oh, why? I don't know, you'd have thought after 5 years that have gotten it into their head as to how to put together a fun instance. So many bad examples of instances. Gundrak. Oh, the humanity of it all. Halls of iron, halls of stone. Boring. Utgard Keep, even Utgard Pinnacle. Supposedly an interesting encounter. No, it's not. But it's okay, guys, because we have achievements for you. Yay!
Not one, but 2 Jormungandr worms.
Dear Lord. You can't make boring content interesting by putting in arbitrary achievements. You can't make a boring game interesting by putting in arbitrary achievements. It doesn't work for any other gaming platform. Why would it work here? Why? Why would it work here? Give me one good reason. You don't buy a boring Xbox 360 game, but it's okay because it's got achievements. Maybe you rent it. There are some obsessive people that will actually rent any boring game just to get the achievements, and that's appalling. I can't figure it out. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out why anyone would want that at all. It's nonsense. It is absolute tripe. Tripe, I tells you. What can we do about it? What can Blizzard do about it? You know, the new instance isn't even that challenging either. We were hoping for the Magis's Terrace, yeah? The really nice, slick designed 5-man. It seems like they took a step backwards. Which makes no sense, because TBC did a lot of the 5-mans very well. The heroic versions were, generally speaking, quite challenging. They were, generally speaking, quite enjoyable. There are some exceptions. I would never go back into heroic Underbog in a million years. In fact, I would rather stab myself in the head with a screwdriver than go back into Underbog heroic. However, there are a bunch of really cool instances in TBC, so why couldn't they have just followed it up? I'm trying to think of an instance, a 5-man instance, that really impressed me in Wrath. We've got Caverns of Time, but then the Caverns of Time wasn't anywhere near as good as Durnhole. You know, Durnhole Keep was way better than Stratholme. And Stratholme, well, that makes more sense, you know? Stratholme should be great, because it's more recent in the memory. We've already done the dead Stratholme, so doing the amazing alive Stratholme with the crazy interference from the Time Dragons, that should be good, right? Wrong! Not very good. Run all over the place and AoE packs, then do boss. Run all over the place and AoE packs, then do boss. Go through cutscene, run through the gauntlet, AoE packs, then fight boss. Oh, and did I mention, like, the 5-minute cutscene at the start of that that's unskippable? Oh, my... Oh. It wasn't as good as Durnhold, I am sorry. Probably better than Black Morass, but then what the hell wasn't? Utgard Keep, boring as sin. Utgard Pinnacle had a couple of interesting bosses, but still not that great. And again, very, very AoE-able. Gundrak, not great. Whatever the hell the other troll one was, not great. I can't remember its name, it was that boring. Zoldrak something? I don't know. I can't even remember, it was that forgettable. The Oculus, I did it once, never again. Oh, what a terrible gimmick. Never again. What were the others? I can't remember. I don't see why. I mean, there were less instances and they weren't even as good. So, what happened to quality over quantity when it comes to 5-mans? It seems to me that 5-mans genuinely got left behind. And why? I mean, if you wanted to make a more casually friendly game, then sure, surely interesting 5-mans are a good start, right? I'm all for giving away some kind of badge for 5-man heroics as long as people had to work for it. But I did like 3 hours of heroics, and I don't think I was even awake for half of it. I was just sort of rolling my face over Arcane Explosion and Flame Strike and Blizzard. And occasionally on single target hitting Fireball. Who likes that? I don't. That's nonsense. Why would anybody like that? I can't figure it out, folks. I'm sure one of you can come up with something, some kind of explanation. But seriously, the next 5-man, I want to see a really challenging heroic. I want to see something enjoyable. I want to see something that challenges people. And you know what? If Scrub's wiping it, then that is their own problem. That's why you have guilds. That's why you get in guilds to play with guildmates and people that you trust. Wow, the Pokes can't do it. Big deal. They can do everything else. Might as well have something that requires you to be awake. Like I say, you're not going to have any fun at all. And I do mean at all, unless you actually have to be challenged by an instance. Show me anything like that was in TBC and I will be impressed. Colour me impressed, folks. Not right now, no. You are listening to Blue Please here on WoW Radio. Should I say Brew Please? If you wish to join our little party, we are doing so in the Battle Masters room in Orgrimmar. Got loads of dancing going on and stuff like that. It's fantastic. Thank you for listening to the show, folks. We are not done yet. I've got some great music. This is Sabaton Ghost Division. I'll be right back after this. Enjoy.